with giving y'all some content on how to make how to get your stuff together, man.
So
today's
5
goal
ways
setting, man.
to set goals.
Yeah, and we're gonna
achieve whatever
count
you
it
want in
down.
life.
So go ahead, kick it off with the
So
first
from
one.
1 all the way down to 5. All right, the first one's gonna be pretty simple.
Round 1. Fight!
Plan what you want to happen before writing your goals down. So obviously speaking, guys, it's a goal setting. You can have goals in your head, but oftentimes as men, we don't know what we want. So it's almost like you got to make sure you know what you want before you write it down, because whatever you write down is going to happen eventually, right? So my thing is like, okay, what's your plan? What's your goal? Mine was to be successful, come to America, work hard, invest my money, and then have fun as well at the very end. So that's a plan through and through, but sometimes we hear people's like opinions or people's lifestyles. We say, oh, you know what? I want that. But why do you want it? So having time to yourself to think, okay, as a man, what do I want to do is important, because people can lead you through religion or through, like, for example, speeches or for example, videos. But it's like, what do I actually want to do with my life? You know, that's very important. So have a plan, and obviously speaking, think about it thoroughly. Like, if you need to go by yourself to the park, I don't know, go on a drive in your car, you should be alone. You make these plans because it's about you, not anybody else. Not your mom, your sister, your uncle, your brother, your girlfriend. It's about you. So as a man, what do you want to do in your life moving forward? Then, once that's done, you're going to write it down on your goal board. But what do you guys say about number 1?
Yeah, it's
Got a plan.
yeah. You know, it's amazing how guys say all the time, yo, I want to get more girls. Yo, I want to get in shape. Yo, I want to make more money. And then you ask them, okay, well, what are you doing to do that? And then they're like, the same stuff I've been doing for the past 3 years that hasn't led me to that. So you got to have a plan, guys. You got to really map it out and have a plan, have an idea. And, you know, the biggest thing to remember is, if you've always done what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you've always gotten. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, thinking a different result. And I think a lot of people do that. I remember growing up, right, in high school. You know, you get those, right, in high school, you always have those people that you think are going to be, like, successful. Then you got some that are, like, losers and stuff like that. And the one thing I noticed with the kids that, you know, whether they were in a lower level, lower IQ class, or they just weren't, you know, they didn't really have aspirations like that, they would say, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, but then you would see what they're actually doing, and they're doing the same thing they've always done. They're still smoking weed. They're still playing video games all the time. They keep saying, I'm going to change, I'm going to make a change, but they never actually make a change. So, I mean, obviously you want to start small. It could be with just like cutting out one bad habit and then slowly building from there. But the reality is you're going to have to give up and stop doing the things you're currently doing if you want to change from what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't think enough people understand and appreciate that you must actually take real, hard, tangible steps towards changing if you want to actually get the change that you want.
You know what scared me? My first job at AT&T, taking phone calls.
Yep.
There's a call center with like at least 200 agents, right, from around the world.
Yep.
And people were there for 40 years plus. I was like, 40 years? And they said, yeah, I want to leave here one day.
Niggas was when it was singular.
Yeah, bro. and it's like,
the dudes used to work for Singular.
yeah, they got different contracts like Xbox and
Yeah.
AT&T, but that actual department, they were there for so long. And I was like, what's your plan to get out of here? Oh, yeah, well, you know, one day I'm going to get out this office job and have my own career. I'm going to be an entrepreneur.
That's so true.
I'm like, awesome. When? Oh, you know, bro, soon. I just got to figure things out. I'm like, nigga, you been here 40 years. It's crazy to me. But that right there had me scared, because I'm like, damn, if they're here this long saying all this shit, I got to make a change.
When I worked at Macy's, loss prevention, right? I was 18 when I got that job, right? I did the security there, and I worked there until I was about 20 years old, because I went off to college. There were people that they're working that were like 22, 24. One girl was like 28, 29, making like $10 an hour. This is back in like 2008.
Yeah.
And yeah, what would everybody say? Yeah, I'm going to get promoted, or yo, I'm going to go get another job, or yo, I need more money. Like, y'all right now, I'm guarantee you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. All of you have a job right now, right, where you have your coworkers, and y'all are bitching about how much you get paid. You're going to bitching about the hours, and you're complaining and saying, yo, well, I'm going to fucking get out of here. I'm out of this place, etc. And what ends up happening? 5 years later, they're still there.
Yeah.
And, you know, and guys, we've worked these kinds of jobs, so we understand what it's like working a low minimum wage job, etc., working around these people, and everyone's saying, oh, I'm going to do better, I'm going to get out of here, and they fucking never leave. And the reason why they never leave is because they keep doing the same bullshit that got them there in the first place and keeps them the job.
You know what gets me too is like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, bro, why are you staying for overtime? It's like, because I want to save money to invest.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, let's go drink a beer.
Yep.
Nigga, you just said you want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
being an
yeah,
entrepreneur.
yeah, yeah.
But again, it's the mindset to say, you know what, I'm going to say this, but action-wise, are they going to do it? No.
Yeah. No, man, they end up becoming entrepreneurs, which means trapped in the fucking job that they got, and they'll never actually become an entrepreneur because they never change from what they're doing. And it's amazing to me because these people say this stuff. That's why they call it a dead-end job.
Yeah.
Because people sit there and say, I'm leaving this dead-end job, but they never fucking leave. They never leave because they make just enough, right? It's literally slavery. So what they do is this. They give you just enough money to pay your bills and be what I call comfortable enough,
Yeah.
right? Where you're able to pay your bills and just chill. Where you need the job to continue to sustain it, but it's not enough to actually move away. And that's what employers want. They want to give you enough money just so that you could go ahead and continue to live the lifestyle that you currently have and be somewhat comfortable and not give you a cent more. Why? Because if they give you more, if you're smart, you'll invest, you'll move on, you'll do something else. So understand that these companies, guys, a lot of times these big corporations, their interest isn't to actually pay you higher wages so you can live a better life. No, their job is to pay you as little as possible so that you stay.
Yeah.
They obviously are going to give you a livable wage so that you can live, but they're going to give you just enough so that you stay, you don't go anywhere, because their number one thing is if we're going to train you, we're going to pay you, we're going to give you a job, etc. We want you to stay. Retention is very important.
Bro, I did the math. If I stayed there at the same rate of $10 an hour, I would have made it for that year, if on going on, $19K a year. That's why I got my
$19,000 a year is poverty, bro.
terrible. That's why I got a second job at Chick-fil-A. It's like, bro, like I need to way out of this shit, you know? So you gotta have a plan, man.
Yeah.
You gotta have a plan.
So, guys, that's step number one. All right, number two, guys. This is a good one. Get a dry erase board or notepad to write it down, but it must be visible. Guys, as someone, as you guys can see here on the pod, who writes things down, I can't even explain to you how important it is to personify your thoughts down on written paper through pen. It's one thing to listen to something, it's another thing to write it down. When you write it down, how do you guys think I'm able to like just make these girls look ridiculous a lot of the times whenever I'm, doing debates or whatever? It's because I write stuff down, and it forces you also, when you write things down, to really comprehend and understand, right? And it keeps things fresh in your head, and when you're actually writing it down, it just makes it way more solid in your head. So writing your goals down, right? Obviously, I'm not telling you how to write shit down when you're debating people. No, I'm just giving you guys an example of the power of the pen. But in general, if you're able to write down your goals, it's going to be instrumental in your long-term success.
Well said.
You can talk about this.
Yeah. So it's funny. We did a call with my network. We spoke about goal setting and having a dry erase board. So there's one right here that actually you had in your actual house.
Yeah, Angie uses it.
This one's actually pretty good. So Angie's really smart. She's saying basically her goals for Myron right here, right? But anyhow, in any case,
it says call companies, pay bills, because Angie helps me with my real estate, right? Obviously, with like paying the water bills and electricity and all those other BS, and then because I don't want to deal with that stuff, and then Instacart, which obviously to get the stuff, because as you know, we bring the girls here and stuff, so we got to have like the juices and shit for them and all that stuff. So
yeah, but you want a bigger board than this. You want a board from Target or Walmart that's huge, a rectangular board that's gonna be way bigger.
Yeah.
But in any case, this is the success glitch that people miss all the time, which basically means you're gonna write down your goals, A to Z, right? Short-term and long-term goals. However, you're gonna put it in your room where you can see it whenever you wake up in the morning or when you go to bed at night, because you want to have it fresh in your brain where you're like, okay, right now I have goals to achieve, and looking at every day is like, damn, I didn't do A to B, C, or D. I need to get on that. Now, granted, writing it down doesn't mean it's gonna happen if you don't execute. But if it's in your face, you're like, damn, I can see right now clearly what I need to do. And taking it a step further, if you want to be more visual about it, have pictures of actual goals, for example, of a car you want, a house you want, maybe a job you want, in your room, pictures of it on your wall as well. So imagine having a board with all your goals on it, plus images to highlight those goals in your face every morning. You're either going to do it or sit there and be like, damn, I'm a loser for not doing my goals. So having that in your face every single day is powerful. And when you write it down, guys, it's in your memory. So keep that in mind. Visual and actually writing it down has a lot of power to you as well.
Yeah,
it's huge.
And I think the important thing is, because you had your board, right? Everyone makes fun of you and talks all this shit. You had a video that went super viral. You got like 15 million views or something like that, right, on Instagram?
Yeah.
Before we got taken down. But you guys know the famous clip of him getting denied by Grant Cardone, etc. But after that happened, Fresh put on a board. I'm gonna get a Lambo. I'm gonna make this much money a month, etc. And he had that board in his room. And I remember when I met him, like I remember seeing that board when I went over there before, and and that board, you woke up every day and you saw it, and before you went to bed every night you saw it. So it really, like, it's a reminder, like, okay, what am I doing, right? And I think to be able to wake up and go to sleep seeing that every day is very powerful from a subconscious standpoint. And I think for a lot of you guys that have goals and got things that you want to do, just putting it in your face every single day is a stark reminder, like, damn, okay, this is what I'm pushing towards, right? And if you fuck up one day or whatever it may be, you could come back and look at that board and be like, damn, did I get closer to the goals on this board, or did I get further? If the answer is I got further, then you got some work to do.
100%. Actually, what happens is when you complete those goals, because I don't know why, whatever don't happen. Bought a property,
Yep.
got the car, did a speech on that platform for FTX trading. Not FTX. What's the other one?
FTX. I was gonna say.
No. What's it called? FX Summit. I did
FX
that
Summit.
speech.
With the Forex traders.
Yeah.
With Q Banks and them.
Yeah. So everything that don't happen in, like, for example, in order, actually, it's crazy. So writing it down is very powerful. And then let's say you do lose track of time, or you lose track of, like, what you're doing. Okay, let me get back on track, because obviously speaking, my goals are right here in front of me. So let me get back on track.
Yeah.
So it happens.
So writing it down, guys, is very powerful. And then I think also writing it down and where you can see it every single day. Don't just put it on a notebook and just be like, oh, like, put it on a big whiteboard and put that in your room.
Because people say, oh, why not just put it on my phone? Bro, look at your phone, bro. You're not going to look at it every day.
You ain't going to open up your Google Notes and be like, what do I got to do? Like that.
It has to
man.
be in your face where you can say, okay, cool. This is what it is. Oh, shit. It's right there. All right, number 3. Break down the goals into long-term and short-term. Very simple, guys, what to do. However, think about it this way. If you're going to have goals for yourself, long-term, of course, you need to do things in the meantime to make things work for you as habits. So, for example, let's say I'm going to have long-term goals, let's say buy a Lambo, right? It doesn't happen magically. I have to say, okay, what are things I can do in the meantime to get to that point of buying a Lambo, or, for example, buying my mom a house or buying yourself a house, right? And it's going to have to be money goals, of course. So let's say you work a business or you work like a job. Okay, if I work for a year at this job, how much am I going to make? I'll make maybe 100K if I'm lucky. Cool. All right. Can I buy a Lambo? Not really. It could, but it's not the best place to be to buy a Lambo. So I need more money. So I can put on my goal board, first job, 100K a year. That's one, right? So go to work every day, work overtime if I can. But to add this goal, I could do a second job, which means, okay, cool. First line for my short term is, okay, work job. That's my first job. Second line, second job is extra money to put towards my long-term goal of a Lambo. So it's pretty simple, guys, how to do this with short-term goals, but there have to be things that you can do right now, not long-term. So it could be as easy as maybe going to your job is one goal as well. Or, for example, having a business that you do on the side. Let's say you do e-commerce, you do trading. Cool. Every day after my job, I'm going to study e-commerce, I'm going to study trading, and I'm going to do it, execute this every single day. That's short-term, because right there and then, that skill that you learn can be applied to long-term things, benefits. So my thing is, like, whatever you can do now to your long-term goals will be short-term, and of course long-term will be long-term goals in the long run. Yeah.
All
right. Number 4, tell an accountability partner your plan, someone you trust you can hold accountable every single time. So this just means that someone you could trust to tell your goals to, that won't laugh at you, make fun of you, that actually believes in your vision or your goal.
Or better yet, has the same goal that you do.
There you go. Even better.
Yeah.
So for me, it was actually my mom, because she was obviously pushing me for me to do better and not give up. So that was my person I spoke to all the time. And obviously she's not going to judge me because she's my mom. But it could be your brother, it could be your cousin, it could be your uncle.
Business partner is a good one. I mean, we had goals for the show that we needed to hit, and we were able to hit
1 million.
1 million subscribers. We were able to do that within 2 years. Hitting 100K. Then first it was 20K, then hitting 100K, then hitting 1 million, and then getting a certain amount of views. Growing our Rumble pay channel, right? We're getting that from 100K to 250K, and then we got these 2 Rumble plaques here for each one, right? One's for 100,000, one's for $250,000. And then now the goal for Rumble is to get to 500, right? And then obviously to 1 million as well.
Yeah.
We want to be 1 million on all the platforms. So it's very important to have an accountability partner, better yet, someone that's also pursuing the same goal that you are, man. Because we've talked about this before, but like you guys know, with when it comes to men, right? One of the best bonding and unifying things between men is a shared goal. There's a reason why, men will sit there alongside each other and go to war and potentially put their lives in danger. Why? The shared goal of protecting their country, their nation, their loved ones, and their culture, right? So when there's a shared goal, you can't stop anyone. That's how wars are fought. right? Obviously, that's at the most extreme level, but you guys get what I'm trying to say here. When you have a shared goal, no one can stop you, and you will risk life and limb, quite literally sometimes, to go ahead and pursue that goal. So for men, that is extremely important, man. So if you can get yourself an accountability partner or someone that has a shared goal with you, you're going to go 10 times further. 10 times further. That's why workout partners a lot of the times are so sought after. They're hard to find because most people can't stick in the gym long term, and someone falls off. But if you're able to find someone that is as serious as you are about going to the gym, etc., and you guys train together, man, nothing can stop y'all.
Now, let's say you can't find somebody. Granted, might be hard sometimes. Understandable. Well, guess what? You know who your partner is? You. Your partner's yourself, because you're gonna hold yourself accountable. Now, it's harder because if it's just you, then it's kind of like, all right, it's a little bit harder because of myself, but you can do it. Now, granted, let's say you do find somebody that is actually going to help you move forward with this. It's pretty simple. What you do is you share your short-term goals with a person. So let's say I meet person B, or let's say his name is Tom. All right, Tom is my partner for accountability. All right, Tom, listen. Here's my goals for short-term. Let's say from 1 to 5. He'll give me his goals as well. At the end of the week, we meet up on a phone call or Zoom call or in person, and we share our goals together, what we did that week towards our long-term goals. So you get them, not long-term goals, short-term goals between each person, and you say, okay, Tom, did you do X, Y, Z? Oh, no, I didn't. Why didn't you do it? Oh, bad excuse, bro. And hold each other accountable. But that way, each person's getting help as well, because you don't want it to be one-sided, of course. And once that's done, at the end of the week, you reset and do it again next week. So I wouldn't say it's always going to be someone that's going to partner with you, because you can't always find somebody. But if you can, great. If not, rely on yourself, pretty much.
Okay, last one, guys. Execute your plans daily, short-term to long-term, and any other plans that deviate from your goals, avoid as much as possible. It's a pretty good one.
Yes. So I can remember, guys, back at my last job in tech, right? I was in customer service as well as some dev work, and people would leave work as soon as possible because they were like tired from work. It was stressful sometimes, high intense environment, and I get it, you know. However, they would say, "Let's go to the bar, let's go drink, let's go have fun," and I'd be like, "Yo, I kind of want to," but then I'm like, "Damn, I have goals to complete." And every morning I wake up 6 a.m., look at my goals, go to work overtime for 2 hours, then start work, and then stay till midnight that same day. So I could have easily deviated from the plans and, you know, had fun, whatever. But then I couldn't buy the property that I wanted in 2 years. I couldn't get cash flow from the property. I couldn't have what I have now if I didn't sacrifice and say, okay, my goals are important to me. I don't want to mess it up. Come to find out, people that were partying, having fun those times, where are they now? They're waiters now, working at restaurants. And it's like, okay, what do you want? What's your plan? What's your goal? And my thing was, I want to be successful by any means possible. Now, granted, you know, things are not always how you plan things to be, but at least if you follow a plan that you wrote down, at least you're moving towards a goal that can happen to you, okay? Make sense? So either way, whatever you do in life, guys, is cause and effects, wink, wink. And as a result, writing your goals down puts you in a different direction. Because if you're winging it, oh, I'm just going to go to work and hopefully become successful, you're just winging it like the wind, you know, like a leaf in the wind, Stico. But the point is that, like, having that in your repertoire, having that in your, like, actual mindset, okay, here's my goals. Anything that deviates from my plans is an L. Cool. Don't do it. And you'd be surprised. Your friends will say, oh, bro, you're lame, whatever, you're a loser.
Yeah, they're going to shame you.
The coming years, where are they going to be? Where are you going to be? I know friends right now that are still partying in the club where I found them a couple years ago. They're like, oh, bro, you pulling up in a Lambo, what's next, a Bugatti? Yeah, nigga, because I'm working hard. I'm working on shit that's happening for my goals. But if you're just, like, winging it, oh, well, yeah, bro, you know, like, you're being lame, come out with us. But it's like, okay, as a guy, as the man for yourself, what do you want? Think about it. What do you actually want out of life? You want to sit here and wing it, or have a plan to move forward to get what you want out of life? And then also, you never know who you're going to meet. If you're doing things to push forward your own agenda and your own goals, you're going to meet people of importance that are on the same mission as you. And when you meet them, you link up. You do collaborations. You do business deals. They go way further because, okay, he's driven. He's focused. I like this guy. I'm going to move forward. So,
you know, every day, guys, you should be moving a little bit closer to your goal, right? So let's use fitness as an example, right? Are you going to go to the gym every single day? No, that's counterproductive and that's foolish, right? You need time to recover, obviously recuperate. So the days that you don't go to the gym and lift weights, you're eating properly, you're drinking enough water, you're sleeping 8 to 10 hours per night, right? Every small step that you take, right, is you're pretty much putting a little brick towards the house that you're trying to build, right? One brick per day, will lead you to building a mansion at some point, depending on how long you stick with it, right? So you gotta, and the other thing too that's really important that I want you guys to all understand as well, besides like having little goals and then big goals, you need deadlines, bro. You need deadlines. There's a quote: "A goal without a deadline is a dream," and that is so true. Because a lot of you guys will say, "Oh, I want to make this much money." Okay, you want to make this much money? How about we set a deadline? I need to make 10K per month by next year. Okay, well, if you know that you have 365 days to make this shit happen, it's gonna push you, right, when you don't feel like doing things, to make it happen because you have a deadline. Okay, guys, whether it's a small goal or a big goal, have a deadline for that, right? And your goal should scare you. Like right now, Fresh just said he's gonna get himself a Bugatti. That's a tough goal. It ain't gonna be easy, but you should always have goals that scare you, that intimidate you a little bit, because what's gonna end up happening is you're going to go ahead and either rise to the occasion or fail. But if you fail, the only difference between a loser and a winner is that the winner tried one more time.
I would argue no deadlines. Hear me out here. The problem is, if I don't hit that deadline that I set for myself, I lose confidence. Granted, if I just say, I'm gonna work my ass off as fast as possible to make this happen, I could beat my deadline if I set one myself and do it even earlier. So my thing is like, I can put a deadline on things, but I just know for myself, personally speaking, I don't know about anybody
Well, it
else.
also depends on the goal too.
Yeah, but
Deadlines are super. Like I would say for most goals, like a deadline is important. Obviously, for some you just can't help it, right? For example, you want to get on a Bugatti, you got to fucking get on a wait list. So it's like you can have the money,
no,
but you can't.
No, see, this is the problem. Conventionally, yes, but I'm not conventional. I make shit happen, regardless of what the facts. So regardless of the facts of what it is, I'll make it happen.
All right. Well, either way, the point I'm trying to make is that.
But again,
You can't put a hard deadline on a Bugatti because it's. I get it. You can't put a hard deadline on a Bugatti because there's other factors that affect
it. It could be anything. I can be somebody that's a connection, wink, wink, and I have it. Or I can be somebody else that says, hey, listen, I like you, bro. Here's a program that's way faster than what you thought could be possible for me before. I'm just saying, you never know what could happen. It could be sooner or later. Just putting a deadline could make you lose confidence sometimes in the long run. That's what I think.
I think deadlines are very important, especially with fitness. Like with fitness, you gotta have deadlines because people just like fucking procrastinate and they don't get shit done. I can see with that, like getting a hard to get car, like a rare car, might be a little bit tougher to put a deadline because there's so many other factors that are out of your control. You can have the money, but they decide, yo, we're not gonna sell it to you right now because you don't have this many cars or some shit like that, because it is what it is. But obviously, that's a unique goal. But for a majority of goals, guys, definitely you want to set a deadline, right?
Listen, I got 4 friends with Bugattis: Andrew, Wes Watson, Lamborghini. The 4 person I won't say because they don't want to be known, but it's like, man. Anyhow, I'm just saying, for me, it works with no deadline, no matter what it is. But it might work for somebody else with a deadline.
Yeah, deadlines are good.
Yeah.
But in general, regardless, you got to have small goals and the micro level, macro level, and then and get it done, guys. I think deadlines are great. Does everyone? You don't have to agree with me, but I think they're very good.